Good evening, everybody. Match day 4 of the Women's Rugby World Cup 2017 takes the tournament into the semi-final stages and into a new home as well. We've moved 2 hours drive north of Dublin into Northern Ireland, into Belfast, where fans, players and commentators alike have been able to explore its special delights this weekend, from the Giant's Causeway to the Titanic Museum and, of course, plenty in between. There's been plenty to savour and plenty to learn at the same time. But now it's back to business as the results of the pool stages put teams into their seeding semi-finals. There's the 9th place semi-finals that will see Italy once again play Spain in that final and Japan up against Hong Kong. At the Kingspan Stadium, well, the hosts have lost again, this time to Australia. Australia will find out who they're up against in the 5th place final after tonight's game here, which is Canada against Wales. And then at the Kingspan, it's all about to kick off with the semi-finals, New Zealand up against the USA, and then Le Crunch, England up against France, to find out who will be in Saturday's final. We're here at Queen's University Sports Campus in Belfast for the 5th place semi-final. They've played each other before, of course, 10 days ago in Dublin, but now they have to do it all again. It's Canada against Wales. First, the Heineken coin toss, led by Amy Barrett-Theron, our referee, Kelly Russell and Karis Phillips, and it looks like Kelly Russell has won the toss once again, as she did before. So Canada to kick off. Let's take a look at the teams first. Francois Ratier selects a side with plenty of familiar faces there, whilst also allowing the likes of De Merchant and Nels to start this one. The Canadian roster has no Magali Harvey on it. She's resting a slight knock, and that's a new midfield combination in Thornborough and Brittany Waters. Roland Phillips makes 9 changes to the last starting 15, but critically maybe he keeps the team intact from that Canada clash. Butchers, Taylor and Harris, a robust trio of back rowers. The Bristol pair of Moore and Snowsill are back in tandem at 9 and 10, hoping for more attacking opportunities than they received last time. Well, there's plenty of young talent on that Welsh bench, with experience aplenty sat opposite them. Be interesting to see when they're called into the fray through the course of this next hour and a half. A sense of déjà vu for both teams, stepping out alongside each other once again. For Canada, well, they have to get over that sense of disappointment from losing their last match against the Black Ferns so emphatically. Wales, no doubt, hoping that they've learned learnings that they can utilise today. Big support have changed their focus from the Kingspan Stadium to here at the Queen's University Sports Campus. Big expectations on both teams. Kelly Russell knows she has to lead as ever from the front and make sure that Francois Ratier's game plan comes into fruition through the course of this match. Be fascinating to see how the psyche of the players is affected by that first game when Canada dominated for such long periods without really able to make it show on the scoreboard. So Canada expects, Wales expects. Firstly, the national anthems for Wales, Land of My Fathers, and of course for Canada, O Canada.
standing as we play the national anthem and Wales.
So the formalities are done. There's the Canada forwards. De Merchant and Nels starting in a familiar-looking pack. The Canadian roster, though, has no Magali Harvey in it. She's resting a slight knot. That's a new midfield combo of Thornborough and Waters, and there's no Laurie Josephson, a late call-up for Brianna Miller at scrum half. Roland Phillips makes 9 changes to the last starting 15, but that's the same team that faced Canada last time out. Butchers, Taylor and Harris, the back rowers there. The Bristol pair of Moore and Snowsill back in tandem at 9 and 10. No doubt hoping to be able to release that exciting back line. As ever, a 23-player game, so all those girls on the bench will be looking to make an impact at some point this evening. Referee for this one is Amy Barrett-Theron from South Africa, former South African player, of course. Kwangile Jadazweni, another South African, and Marie Lamat from France. On the sidelines, Kevin Beggs, the TMO for us this evening. I'm delighted to say that former New Zealand Sevens star, superstar, Carlton Anna is alongside me for this one. How much does a game 10 days ago play into the psyche of players today?
Oh, it's nothing now. Absolutely nothing. It's a new day, new game, and I can't wait for this one. 2 very even teams.
Defiant defence from Wales in match day 2. What have they got in match day 4 to make a difference? It will be very interesting to see tactically how this one pans out. Both teams were very vocal, very verbal about the breakdown area and the lack of flow that they got from it, the lack of continuity. So making their cases known ahead of this one. No doubt hoping for some quick ball to get the flow into their attacks. There's Amanda Thornborough. It's a big, heavy side, this Canadian side, really powerful, really muscular, probably one of the biggest in the tournament, bar maybe New Zealand, I guess. We've got plenty of ammunition up front and out wide to utilise. Belchos inviting Brittany Waters to go wandering around that fringe defence and see what she can find. Paquin out to Julian Zusman. Started on the left wing against New Zealand with Elisa Allery at fullback. Well, they've swapped, although Allery's wearing 14. In the absence of Harvey, good work from Olivia De Merchant. Again, flying the flags for the tight head union. They seem to be more prominent through this tournament than we've seen in many a time. Lovely line from Waters, almost but not quite for Canada. Inside the first 2 minutes. Rajot. Cindy Nels, one of the new young breed, really. Latoya Blackwood can't find the cohesion at the critical moment.
I was one pass away, though, from scoring a try. That is a great opening by Canada. You can already see what they've adjusted to. They got out-muscled against the Black Ferns. The running's been a lot more direct. They've got those little offloads running down that 10-12 channel, and it's been very successful at the start of this game, Simon.
Nobody more disappointed than the Canadian team themselves, of course, after that defeat, and an emphatic defeat to the Black Ferns. It was surprising to see them not able to get their game into any form of cohesion, seemingly at any point during the match.
Yeah, with their runners, they got shut down, didn't they? They went close into New Zealand, who were very physical, put them on the back foot, and they just couldn't get any go for ball. And you're already seeing Zussman's been outstanding. As you'd expect, Kelly Russell's been very prominent, but I like the offload by Latoya Blackwood. Just saw it earlier on to her front row partner, Demerchant. Very, very impressive, but Wales already on their heels.
Well, they've got a chance to flex their muscles up front. It was a problem area back at the UCD for the Welsh pack. They really struggled to get any parity. Sean Moore, the Bristol scrum half, Bristol and Dragons. Bristol her club, Dragons her region.
Let's reset that. Okay.
See the back line of this Welsh team are very flat.
Both teams are steady, okay?
Just recognising that their scrum was under pressure, as you spoke about, so there's no one deep in the pocket for their kick. So for me, let's say Shawnee Harry's going to have to pick this up off the base of the scrum. She's going to have some support players right up and behind it.
Set. Slip on the side.
The surface is going to be a little bit greasy. We've had some rain showers through the course of today. The forecast was for heavier rain, it has to be said, but the clouds seem to be lifting now. So hopefully we will get away with a relatively arid hour and a half. He says hopefully, with fingers crossed.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Second feed from Sean Moore, and as predicted by the man on my right, it's a pick-up from Shawnee Harris as they try and better their position before finding a clearance kick. Alicia Butchers, the Scarlets' blindside. And the relief at the whistle from Amy Barrett-Theron. Another ex-player, along with Joy Neville. Good to see that there are female players converting to referees, as we've seen in the male game.
Making a successful transition too is Theron, and what I've liked about her decisiveness at the breakdown, she's been very clear. You can see here Blackwood goes in, affects the tackle but can't roll away. You see the Welsh had a lot of numbers there. There's no way she can, but I like that. Make your stance early.
Yeah, we talked about the breakdown earlier on, and so it has come to pass thus far. Great take from Mel Clay. And there you see the work from Paul Young, the forwards coach. That is a well-orchestrated driving maul. Butchers at the back with, I think that's Amy Evans, allowing the box kick from Moore. Doesn't find too much distance though, and that's a good take from Paquin. Quick movement down that back line to release Allery.
Keep the mark.
Allery and Zussman, chip and chase. Good cover work from Ellen Evans, back in the lineup, having missed that Hong Kong game.
Taken over.
Taken over means it's going to be a Canada 5-metre scrum. Alarm bells ringing.
I like the kick though from Allery. She's such a skilled player. You see here, there was no room whatsoever. She knew the outside was done. It was good tracking back by Evans, but look at the chase by the Canadians. 11-15 right there, Zussman. Just doing some great work.
There's the mark.
Impressive opening enthusiasm from both teams, particularly from Canada. Wales will remember that first 15 minutes back at the UCD when they had to soak up so much pressure.
Crouch.
but managed to do so.
Look for the Canadian scrum. I don't think it'll go past Kelly Russell if they're able to get a hit on here and a shove.
You took it back, it's your ball. Yep.
But so effective. I've seen it already under pressure.
Also,
Sean Moore getting the feed.
No, this is not right. This is got to be a Canada put in. Ellen Evans took the ball back over the line and dotted down.
Yeah, took it back. Black ball. First one.
No, I'm afraid Amy Barrett has got that one wrong. I think being corrected.
Sorry guys, red ball.
Sean Moore nearly did extremely well trying to sell that one.
Sean Moore was just about to get a lottery ticket at the same time. But no, the call has been corrected, and it is going to be a Canadian put-in.
Set.
And there's the power coming through that Canadian 8. And as predicted, Kelly Russell, though, losing the ball. Well, now it's there. The offload is there to Miller, and there is the first try for Elisa Allery. 2 tries against Hong Kong. Now she's got one against Wales, but that one was down to the pack.
Outstanding work. They were going to go for the shove, but this is why she's played 51 tests. Kelly Russell, she controls it there. It was a bit messy. She knew she had the overlap. She has a little look there, gives it to her halfback, Brianna Miller, who passes it on to Elisa Allery, who got this whole situation started with a nice kick and chase.
Yeah, the spine of the team working so well from 2, 5, 8 and 2 and 9 to allow the right winger to go in. Simple stuff in the end.
Those are the ones that work, isn't it? 8, 9 winger, one of the oldest moves in the book, but if it's effective, wow, especially when your defense and scrum is going back like that, very, very tough to stop.
Well, Brianna Miller, who did slot a conversion in her only game so far. She came off the bench against Hong Kong, not involved since, so making her first start of this Women's Rugby World Cup, and now with her first conversion of the day. Good strike. Just, oh, it did come round. I thought it was fading past the right post. That is a cracking conversion from the new scrum half. What a kick to start with.
Yeah, she's had an influence already in the first 9 minutes. She's the one that gives this last pass. She started late off the bench, got caught in Brown and Miller for Laurie Josephson, who was no good to go. She used assists, and she does it like that.
That is absolutely delightful. What a kick. Laurie Josephson, who woke up with, she had a problem with her neck, I'm told, and woke up feeling very stiff this morning, so wasn't a go-up. So Chelsea Guthrie has come through onto the bench with Brianna Miller stepping up to the 9 jersey.
Just compounding matters now. It's gone in goal. It's going to come all the way back to halfway, and it's going to be a midfield scrum, options both ways. This is where Canada are so, so dangerous.
Well, the Welsh will know all about this threat. There's no surprises, you suspect, this evening. No excuses either. And any unforced errors will put Wales onto the back foot. They have to establish some sort of platform.
Bind. Set.
Miller with the feed. Russell with a little feed back as Zusman goes looking down that left flank. Nice little line from Frédéric Rajotte. Good work again from Latoya Blackwood. She does a lot of the unseen stuff, but has such a physical presence in the close when she's allowed. Carolyn McEwen will not want to see that one again.
Nothing wrong with a pass here. Just a clean drop, unfortunate for this Canada team. It's attacking from that base once again, getting well over the advantage line. It's just a straight drop, unfortunate.
Just take a look at those initial stats. Of course, very initial, very early stages, but Canada coming out of the blocks an awful lot quicker than their counterparts. Canada, of course, in red, Wales in black this evening. All the fans seemingly in red, so there's unity in the stands.
Take the hits. Take the hits.
Feels like a Canadian home game. They're always so heavily supported everywhere they go in the world. Been very vocal too at the start of this game.
Oh, you love it, because there's always such a great atmosphere. Welsh fans as well. There's been plenty of singing going on in the half hour leading up to kickoff. And great linking, great opportunity for conversation, banter and otherwise within the supporters of both teams.
Interesting to see what they do here. They look like they're going to go for the line out, are they? This Canadian team, yet, so foot on the throat stuff.
Well, it is when you look at, you know, the Welsh line out. Oh, as I look at that, that is a kick that didn't quite work out for Emily Belchos, but the Welsh line-out is one of the better line-outs in this tournament. They're equal second with Ireland behind France, so that is an area that they will expect to at least get some parity, but Canada not getting the opportunity this time round.
Very bunched and confused at the moment, this Welsh team.
Yeah, option, if you have the mark for me.
You don't want a scrum, I can tell you that.
Do you want a scrum or do you want a 22?
I think you want a 22 and kick it as long as you can.
I think all Karis Phillips forwards going, I think we'll take the 22 restart, Skip. And it is going to be Ellen the Snowsill, sending them up into opposition territory for pretty much the first time in this match. 13 minutes on the clock. Number 13, Brittany Waters, trying to slalom her way through again. Blackwood. That's good transition, good transference from the Canadian players. Carolyn McEwen, the Vancouverite, sets it back for her national team. Paquin didn't look where the pass was going. Rescued by Zusman, taken on by Rajot. Rajot, one of the 3 new Quebecers, as they're known, joining the other 5. So Rajot, along with Tessier, who's on the bench, and Miller herself. Kelly Russell's pass not quite having the intent that it should have had.
I like the wide-to-wide game, though. The Canadians are playing. They're really stretching this Welsh defence. You can tell Kelly Russell is not right. She's not running onto the ball. She's just stopping and giving. You can see there she's blowing up. She knows it's her fault. Their pass left to right. But I wouldn't mind her seeing her engage in the line more. She did that so well and so effectively the first 2 games. But something's not right with Kelly Russell.
So just looking at that back row trio of Butchers, Taylor and Harries, just conferring as to what they're going to try and organise off this scrum. Thomas, Phillips and Evans up the other end of the black mass. Harries picks and drives, finds a little space as well. Good work from the 28-year-old PE teacher there. Rebecca Rowe sets it out. 4 more. And again, Snowsill trying to find that advance. This time, though, picking up Julianne Zusman. Well, the pass from Amanda Thornborough just had a little bit too much fizz on it.
I like the kick, though, by Eleanor Snowsill in behind. Here it is. They created the numbers. They stacked it. And she just ran onto a little bit too early, didn't she?
Yeah, Snowsill got so much experience playing in her 3rd World Cup and her time with Bristol as well. Both halfbacks plying their trade with the Bristol club. So familiarity will no doubt help in certain scenarios today. Take from Clay, the Ospreys' 2nd row. Provides the possession for her forwards. Karis Phillips urging her team forward. They select a better gear, and for the first time they're into the opposition 22. Coming through illegally is, I think, Cindy Nels.
Easy.
Well, you spoke about the accuracy of the line out from Wales. They just showed it on that occasion. For me, they've got to go to the sideline and back there rolling more. Canada has had no answer to the 2 they've set up so far. Look at them. There's no defence there. They just set it up so well. You can see those front three just combining and setting that platform. Very tough to stop when you get a set like that.
And the second driving maul that Wales have operated and got a lot of yardage from, not just, you know, possession. That was a serious marker, should we say.
And the thing is too, the Canadians can't pull this down this close to the line.
Take from Taylor. Shannon Harris takes control and possession. Well, that is a loss for Wales in terms of opportunity.
I think they got away with one anyway because they actually broken away from the front maul and then rejoined it. You see here, they'll take it down. See, they actually disconnected there and then gone back in.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely spot on.
When they came down, they unbound, they separated, then they went back again.
Ref trying to be decisive in that phase of play to actually get the ball away, but they so easily could have had the call go against them.
Canadian backline's looking set to run here, so very flat.
Set. Steady.
I'm very impressed with Brianna Miller here, the halfback for the Canadians. She's just taken her time. She's been involved already, but she knew that scrum wasn't stable. Her team wasn't set. She knew Wales were ready to put the shove on, so she has no way she's going to put that ball into that under pressure. Well done.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Pick up from Russell. Pakan comes round. Pakan, who we know has out-and-out pace given the room, showing good muscularity there. Blackwood. Miller desperately trying to get her feet into the right position
Take him back.
to allow that clearance kick. That's great work from Brianna Miller. She certainly has made an impact on the first
Don't defend in the
20 minutes, first quarter of this game. Making the most of her opportunity with that late call-up for Laurie Josephson.
Yeah, she's been absolutely outstanding from this Canadian team, been the standout figure for sure. But now we go back to what's been good for Wales. Their line out, they go 5-man this time.
Taylor, Rowe, Taylor's the call. Sean Moore releasing the backs. Snowsill gets wrapped up by Blackwood, but the ball's still there for the Welsh. Butchers. Forwards coming round with some desire to get over that gain line. Staunch defence from Canada, but Wales still with their hands on the ball. Butchers once again.
Last feet.
Looking to see where the forwards are stepping, but they're going to invite their fly-off Snowsill to get them up into the 22. Allery to Zusman, a lady who doesn't like to kick, and you can see with her sevens background the capacity, the pace to be able to utilise broken play.
Last feet. 8. Last feet. 8.
Kelly Russell, along with Laura, plays her rugby out of the Toronto Nomads Club, home of my beloved but defeated Blue Jays of recent. Less said about that, the better. Cindy Nels, the way forward, according to Francois Ratier, the new breed of Canadian player, just turned 24 last Saturday. Cindy Nels. Good transference again, Waters. Out to JC Gruznik, formerly JC Murphy. Russell seeing no way through there, so having to take the contact. Miller. Gruznik again. Carolyn McEwen. See all the forwards that are happy to take that contact and do the hard yards, but at pace, at speed, trying to catch the Welsh defenders huffing and puffing. That's a good rescue from Zussman. Not quite completing it, but did her darndest to make sure that one didn't go astray.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough pass given to her. She tried as much as she could to pick that one off her toes. But good defence here from Wales. Going side to side.
Let's keep this one. Thumbs off.
Look at the metres made by the Canadians. Absolutely dominant at the moment. 134 compared to 18. The gain line success, well, that's become as a result of the metres that they've made. But only 7-0 up at the moment, so even though Wales are down right on that stat, they're still in this game for sure.
There's plenty of former Welsh talent in the stands as well. Gemma Hallett, cheers. Enjoying her time as a spectator. I'm not sure the boot is quite what she wanted, but not the fashion accessory she was hoping to come to Ireland with, but enjoying life so far, no doubt. Into the second quarter, plenty of Canadian fans have enjoyed the first quarter.
Come back on.
I'm sure I can hear YY Delilah with a Canadian accent somewhere there, so everybody with their own karaoke version.
Yep.
Well, the spirit on and off the field of this World Cup has been absolutely brilliant. I think from Dublin here to Belfast has really carried on the theme.
Thanks for that.
It's been a major mingle, hasn't it? For everybody, it's been so good to be able to converse with people you've never met before, but have a love for the game, a love for the tournament, and good people. It certainly has been socially a terrific event, and the rugby has lived up to it in the most part as well. She's always useful as Sean Moore and Snowsill try and release that backline for the first time. Howell? No, it's not. I beg your pardon, that's Kavanagh Williams coming off her wing to try and make the extra. There's Gemma Rowland, the Army officer. Anticipation from Brittany Waters closing the door on Sean Moore fairly emphatically, but they will get the call, Wales.
Well, she's getting a lot of advice. The referee Theron from the Welsh team there, Rachel Taylor, just giving her views on their ruck and breakdown, not releasing.
As I say, there was plenty of history from that first encounter 10 days ago. And both captains will have been primed by their coaches to get in the ear of the ref early.
Both teams came out with a very determined look on their faces. No quarter given so far in this match to settle down the Canadians. Got the best start, dominated all possession and territory, but a good comeback by Wales. And I think they need to get the ball out to Gemma Rowland and jersey number 13. She has been very good at her running line so far in this tournament.
Yeah, the Army captain really has a directness to her, a thrust to her game that will test the most staunchest of defences. Not sure what's going on at that breakdown. Wales are going to have to restart things, which they're happy to do. Butchers round the ball back, but well, you can see there's a lot of chat going on up there. There's Roland Phillips up on the right-hand side of your screen. Just in conversation with his touchline as to what they're seeing in these opening engagements.
What I've liked about it is the Canadians come out and they hit this Welsh team fast and hard and ran straight. To be fair, this Welsh team had come back in the physicality states, and I'm sure that's what the coach from Wales will be talking about. We've been happy with that. The accuracy, not so much on occasions, but they're standing up to this Canadian team. I think that's what you got to do. You can't let the bully you.
It's a slip on the side. Just a slip. Don't overextend yourself.
So McEwen, Russell, the younger, and De Merchant up against Thomas, Phillips and Evans.
Set.
The heel just about works for Canada, but as I say that, Wales come through and make a mess of it. Good work from the Welsh scavengers. Can they get to that loose ball? I think just about secured by the ladies in red. Quarter of an hour to go until half-time, and just that solitary score on the board. Kelly Russell hat-trick, of course, against Hong Kong. Lisa Allery scored a brace in that match, already on the scoreboard for this one. Olivia de Merchant winds things up again. Good work from Butchers before she's ejected from that area. Out it goes to Waters, gets the call from Zusman. Groznik sets it back for a scrum half again, and again, first receiver, Latoya Blackwood. Nels. Again, they look to that left-hand flank, that 15-metre channel, trying to expose tired Welsh legs and minds.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Width on the ball again. Karen Pacan. Now to Allery. Allery past one. Ellen Evans comes back for a second bite. Canada approaching the Welsh 22 again. De Merchant. Good work from the tight head, replacing Dalika Menin in the starting lineup this evening. Both tight heads have shown great aptitude for the open game. Waters with a release to Russell. This is great handling from Canada. Forwards and backs mixing seamlessly in midfield. Thornborough over that white line that is the 22. Wales, a player down in back play. Pacan, the release to Allery again. Allery cuts back inside. Good cover tackle from Rachel Taylor. Ball there for Canada. They go again. Forwards lining up for a dart at that black line. Here they go. It's the tight head. We knew she was coming. Olivia de Merchant is on the scoreboard.
14 phases the Canadians strung together there. The Welsh team were down to 14 women. Just going to make sure
If Red knocked it on.
there wasn't a knock-on here somewhere.
We'll go back and check for a potential knock-on.
Well, the smile is huge on the face of Olivia de Merchant. It's going to disappear very quickly if this doesn't confirm that's her first try for Canada. Let's take a look.
I think it may be Allery when she takes it in. Let's cover the fence. Sort of loses the handle. Does it go forward? Does it touch a Welsh defender first?
Just teeing it up, Amy.
Okay. It's the player who picks up the ball from the back.
Okay.
Referee saying it's not this occasion, it's someone who picks it up from the back, so that's okay. That's fine.
Can't see that anyway, and that was the that was Laura Russell.
There. I think that's the one there she's talking about.
All right, it was Sister Kelly then, if that was the
Let me
case.
just show that last ruck from reverse, please,
It's
Amy.
Russell to Russell is the part in question.
Hands on the ball. It's a Welsh foot. Is
There,
that forward there? Yeah.
Kevin, I'm not sure about the angle there.
No, I need to get another one.
Okay.
Well, Kevin Beggs just wanting to
We're just
try and
trying
find
to get the correct angle, please, Amy.
the perfect view there. It's easier said
I'm
than
looking for a
done, I
clear and
think.
obvious knock-on, otherwise we're going with the try. Clear and obvious.
Well, clear and obvious. Is that clear and obvious? I'm not quite sure.
It's that second grasp that she makes for the ball, Kelly Russell. That's, I think,
That
where
last
the
angle
issue
was good
is.
there,
Here's
just
the
to
call.
slow it down.
Yes, I'm sorry, Amy, just bear with me.
No rush.
Well, the truck's working as hard as possible to get this angle that he needs there. That's the one there. Here's the call.
Okay, yes, Amy, I have a decision.
Okay,
The
Kevin.
ball was knocked on by red.
Okay.
You may award a scrum to Wales. 5 metres out.
Oh, whoa, is Olivia de Merchant.
No try.
The moment has gone.
Knock-on.
The Russell to Russell axis not quite working there for Canada.
That's a good call from the referee, Theron, though. I must say that she is
She's gone.
a slight question mark over it, so she wanted to go back and double check. We got the process. It was a very tough call. Could have gone either way.
Well, there's change
That's fine,
for
thank
Wales as I think Shannon Harris is going to get off for an HIA. She's going to be replaced by Shona Powell-Hughes. There she is. A familiar role for the Bristol forward.
Tell you what, she was very, very effective when she come off the bench the last game for Wales. She's an absolute beast physically.
Was so effective that she actually started in number 8 against Hong Kong and forced Harris across to wear the 7 shirt. There she is.
Set.
Oh, huge power coming through. And I think that power has just produced a try. Is it for Brianna Miller? The lady at the moment thinks she scored the try. They are going to have to confer again. Let's have a listen. Tries a good one. Well, there's another one for the forwards. Almost going against the head, the power coming through. A mistake at the back. The ball is out, and the try is there for Brianna Miller.
Well, from 1 to 8, they deserve that. It's going to be Miller with her name on the score sheet. She's going to take the conversion. But that scrum is absolutely unstoppable. This Welsh team, well, I don't know what you do there. It's just timing. They can't worry about getting it through the channel. They should have something clear and get rid of it as soon as they can.
It was tough on Shona Powell-Hughes, only just coming on the pitch as well.
There's nothing she could do whatsoever. Come off the second rower's leg, unfortunately, bounced out, and Snowsill, she needed to clean that up. Wasn't able to, and this lady reacted quickest.
Well, coming up to the half-hour mark, and it's been the Brianna Miller show so far. Try and 2 conversions, and she has kept things moving for Canada. And there is a sense of surety on the scoreboard. There's the problem. Actually, that was Dufki Howell, I think, the fullback, who struggled to pick up the loose ball. But it was Brianna Miller who reacted first, got the dot down and got the conversion, all going well for Canada.
Stay 5. 6.
Howell
Black 6.
picks out Elisa Allery. Oh, a little show and go from the right winger. She has got a great skill set, Elisa Allery. You may remember 2014 final. She ended up at scrum half due to circumstance. But she really has got that wonderful balance, wonderful runner, and a skill set to augment it. Goes wrong in midfield for Canada now. Can Wales make something of this? Half an hour gone, and they're 2 scores off their opposition. Good, powerful handoff from Powell-Hughes. Looking to explore down that far side, but Amy Evans gets bundled out.
It's an unfortunate end there for some good attack by this Welsh team going forward, but they're in the right end of the field. The line-out's been good, so they want it. Challenge here on the Canadian throw.
This is the mark? Yep.
So, Canadian line out into the final 10 minutes of the first half. And really, it's Canada who've dominated, well, 3/4 of the game in terms of territory and possession. Oh, the pass from Belchos not really helping Rajot there. She did well to rescue it. Blackwood.
Advantage.
Advantage being played to the Canadians
You get
as
a number here? This one.
Professor
20.
Carolyn McEwen, Professor of Psychology, makes them think again. There's some brains and brawn in these
Number
packs.
20.
Well, this is a yellow card for Powell-Hughes.
Shona
Intentional
Powell-Hughes
knock-on.
has
Yeah,
only
that's okay.
been on a matter of 3 minutes, and now she's heading off.
She said deliberate knockdown, so Powell-Hughes is at the right there. I don't know if that's a yellow card offence, so a penalty, yeah, short.
Intentional knock on.
Just saying it's intentional knock-on. It's seen worse and punished for less.
Well, in that sort of area, you'd wonder, because it's not a red zone, is it? It's not a danger area, and I hadn't seen repetitive warnings for that.
Yeah, it's silly and careless, but I don't know if it's... Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Big moments in this game. This Welsh team can ill afford Canada to go one more score out, that's for sure.
Let's go, Red. Let's go.
Of course, in that first game, we had yellow cards for Phillips and, of course, for Julian Zusman. So it was one aside from that point of view. Pakan again coming from depth and at pace. Miller. And that short side with Thornborough. Laura Russell winds it up again. Captain Kelly sets it back. Wales trying to hold firm on halfway. That line is breached though, and Canada come flooding through. Zusman opts to kick. Howell gets back in, but doesn't get the ball.
Accidental offside, but what a kick from Zusman, and a chase as well. That's what made that kick even better. She had no right to get that, the fullback, but wait, she was able to chase that ball down and affect the tackle and cause the accidental offside. That's brilliant.
I can't hear you, but I can see this.
You get the real sense that Canada are rankling. There's a certain amount of resentment from what's happened, and when you remember, of course, that they didn't get the bonus point try against the Welsh, which ultimately changed the equation in those final games and it didn't allow the USA through, but it affected the psyche that allowed the USA to build and get that bonus point.
Oh, most definitely the fourth team in the world for a reason, you know, and they would have been hugely disappointed. They come in this expecting, as you think, to be in the final. They didn't get the opportunity, and they're on the angry pills.
Well, Wales a forward down, don't forget, Zusman trying to find that weak link. Blackwood, Wales having to work very hard in defence at the moment. De Merchant, no doubt, still craving that try that was denied her earlier on. Belchos. Good communication in the Welsh camp. Got to keep their concentration, they've got to keep their solidity in that black line and not give away silly penalties, because Kelly Russell will capitalise. Russell slides to a halt just short, but they go again with Nels, and Cindy Nels makes it count. Well, you can tell the determination and desire that's in the Canada camp. It shows once again. It's led by Captain Kelly Russell. It's finished off this time by second row Cindy Nels, a late present perhaps for the 24-year-old engineer.
Well, they played this half at speed. That's been the noticeable thing for me from the Canadians. They've been very direct in their running. Latoya Blackwood has been integral to that as well. She has made a number of runs, a number of breaks. She's been brilliant the second row, and it's her partner in crime, the number 4, Cindy Nels, who's going to get the rewards after some great build-up.
Well, it's something that Francois Ratier, Gary Ducalo, the forwards coach, Sean Allen on that coaching committee were adamant that they were going to bring the pace to their game that they weren't allowed to show in that first encounter, and we have seen it on a regular basis through these 35 minutes. The tempo that they've got has been very, very difficult for the Welsh side to cope with.
What's been also very impressive is their interplay between backs and forwards. They've spread the field, they've had the big ball runners on the edge, they've had their front rowers hitting it up when they need to, offloading when they need to. Good half of football for this Canadian team.
Brianna Miller takes her 7-iron out and slots the extra 2. And it is a convincing scoreboard that really reflects the first half that we've seen. Wales yet to really get an attack of note into their gameplay.
Kelly Russell going oh so close. There's no way Brown and Miller was going to get another nudge at it. Nelson's Mike.
Belchos invites Gruznik to take the contact, make the hard yards. A lot of experienced practitioners, experienced campaigners, of course, within this Canadian lineup, and who knows, this may be their last World Cup. They're certainly going to enjoy it.
Thanks, mate.
Good bit of defence here from Ellen Evans there, the left winger for Wales. Now this could be a huge opportunity in the context of this game. Only 21 points down. If they can score before halftime, preferably with a 5-pointer, well, they've got one woman down. This will be huge, not only for their confidence, but just to get back into this game.
Set. Support your body weight. Same for you.
Well, they've had their issues at scrum time, haven't they? Already, Simon, they're down one woman, so it's only 7-woman scrum here. We've seen how powerful the Canadians are, so no flanker, no open side to the right-hand side.
Crouch.
And no back coming in to augment the 7, which
Set.
you might have expected to see in order to guarantee possession from this great position. Rachel Taylor picking up quickly, while the seasoned back rower making the difference there. Her experience, former Wales captain, of course, paying dividends to allow her team to set up an attacking position maybe before half-time. They could do with some points on the board. Good drive from Rebecca Rowe, former GB rower. Another of the crossover sportsmen in the women's game that's making such a difference. Sean Moore. Taylor again. More shouting, cajoling, organising, ordering in any particular given scenario. There she is again, keeping things moving now. Snowsill. Some width. Howell. Oh, the ball goes loose. Hannah Jones had a hack at it, but Canada are the ones to pick it up. Blackwood up to halfway. Canada suddenly sensing a try to finish things off. Elisa Allery, a chip, a chase, a charge. And Canada have got their 4th try. 2nd try for the right winger, Allery. 2 against Hong Kong. She's matched it with a brace against Wales and making the most of split-second opportunity.
I like the awareness though, but it come from the brute force of this young lady, Latoya Blackwood. Get out of my way, beat it, she says. Sets it up and the offload, the nice short pass. Look at this Zussman, the last one, sees a right-hand winger, and then the chip and chase. This is a skill that every winger must have. Keeps her composure and finishes it. This girl is outstanding. Elisa Allery, brilliant.
Yeah, the Canadian vice-captain showing the finishing prowess out on the wing. That's beautifully executed, so controlled, so quick. And Canada pounce for their 4th try, which is going to give Brown and Miller another chance for 2 extra points from the tee. First one was from a similar vicinity. She's done it again. Almost, but not quite. Just running out of juice before it got to the crossbar. But what a first half it's been for Canada. Totally dominant. They've run in 4 tries, a couple from Allery, the right winger. Miller and Nels adding an extra 2 to put smiles on the faces of the Canadian fans as they trot off. It's satisfying to look at a scoreboard that reads Canada 26, Wales 0. Difficult to know Carlton, on how Wales are going to react to that, because such has been the dominance of that Canadian team in the first 40.
Well, there's two ways it can go. You can either dip your head and get over a run, or you can stand up and make a mark, and I think that's what this Welsh team do. They'll be disappointed, yeah, for sure, in their first half effort, but don't worry, they'll have a lot of comeback, that's for sure. Game not done.
No, certainly plenty to play for, but it is a reassuring scoreboard from a Canadian standpoint with those tries, especially with 2 tries in the last 5 minutes of that half. That has really given them the security on the scoreboard and just shows they're back, and back with a bang, because half-time, it's Canada leading 4 tries to the good. It means 26 points to 0 at half-time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Canada and Wales to the pitch.
Stay bound, stay bound. Thanks, Eddie. Sorry about that. Stay bound, stay bound. Thanks, Eddie. Sorry about that. Stay bound, stay bound. Thanks, Eddie. Sorry about that. Let's go, Canada. Good lift. Good lift. Good lift. I didn't hear you clearly there, Marie. And set. Let's go, Canada. Good lift. Good lift. Good lift. I didn't hear you clearly there, Marie. Say try. Okay. Good lift. Good lift. Good lift. Good lift. Good lift. Good lift. Back. Tackle only. Rock now. Not hands three, not hands three. Short.
gentlemen, put your hands together, please, as we welcome back onto the pitch our two teams. Wales first and then Canada.
Welcome back to the Queen's University Sports Campus here in Belfast, where that first half totally dominated by the ladies in red. Those are the Canadians who ran in 4 tries through that first half, and it was only a reflection of the domination, really. You can see, just look at the tackle count. That tells its own story. And the meters made, well, all those stats, Carlton, Arno, really point to the total domination that we've seen from Canada in that first 40.
Yeah, ahead on all the stats that you want to be ahead of, isn't it? And it's going to be very tough for this Welsh team to climb their way back into it. But if Canada can score 26 tries in one half, so can this Welsh team. They just need to get a bit more authority in their attack and their ball runners. And this lady here, she's integral. Eleanor Snowsill.
Okay, good to go.
One change at half-time for the Welsh. Jodie Evans on at fullback for Dufky Howell. Looking to get her hands on the ball as quickly as possible right now. She can see that red wave coming at Wales once again. Thornborough. Brianna Miller gets a lovely offload in to Laura Russell. Great work from the hooker. Immediately Canada go up to the edge of that Welsh 22. Miller and Thornborough combining to release. Look at the length of pass, opening up this Welsh defence. Grusnick takes the contact. Russell keeps the continuity. Belchos forced to go back and restart the move.
Too many bodies.
That's a huge let off for this Welsh defence. They were stretched, weren't they? Just the speed at the breakdown from this Canadian team at the moment. The Welsh can't stick with it. They can't slow it down. Again, Miller just doing so well, but just those running lines there. On this occasion, it was Laura Russell, the hooker, does well. Look at the numbers over the ball. Again, quick, clean ball.
So, Shoned Harris back on. She had an HIA that allowed Shona Powell-Hughes. Powell-Hughes then received a yellow card. So, of course, Harris had to wait till that 10 minutes was up. Now the original Welsh number 8 is back in the mix. And Wales are back to 15.
Set.
Russell and Miller again combining effortlessly, if I can say that properly. It's really has been an easy hinge for Canada so far. Good work, defiant work from Rebecca Rowe. Paquin can't release Blackwood on that occasion. The ambition is there, though. You wondered coming into this game on the back of that huge disappointment against the Black Ferns when Canada really didn't show up. Certainly their game didn't show up. You wonder what the reaction was going to be, and I'm sure it was in the coaches' minds as well. credit to them because they have stepped up with pace, with ferocity and with ambition.
Well, the thing is, when they did play the Black Ferns, they didn't fire a shot. As a player, you just can't accept that. You can accept losing, but when you don't even fire a shot, that's what you can't take. So they've obviously had a look at things. They've got the mental capacity and mental ability to be able to reassess it. They know they were better than what they showed against the Black Ferns, and that's the disappointing thing for them. So they come out with a point to prove, and they've done it that first 40 minutes.
And be steady on the set.
I was talking to Brian Mack, their PR guy, yesterday, and he made a very salient point that in 2014, when, of course, they lost to England in the final, they won 4 of their games and lost 1, and that 1 was to the eventual world champions. If they can keep winning here, they will win 4 of their games and lose 1, maybe, to the eventual world champions in the Black Ferns. It is pertinent, isn't it, that it's still 4-1, or could be.
Well, there or thereabouts, and let's know how. Well, they know they're so good. But, you know, here go Wales.
Wales trying to run from their own 22. They've got their own markers to put in the ground in this tournament. Finished 8th in 2014. Oh, the charge down is inviting the try from JC Grusnick. Well, Snowsill says, I couldn't see her coming, but that was Christmas early for JC Grusnick.
Well, I feel sorry for Eleanor Snowsill. This has to be kicked at the first occasion. There was a second pass to her. This one there has to be the clearing. They had the people in the wrong position. Snowsill couldn't get the ball away. Grusnick does outstanding in number 6. Consider the number 5 second row, Mel Clay. She shouldn't have been there. She probably got in the way of Snowsill, unfortunately, for Wales, but fortunate for Canada. This young lady gets over.
Yeah, forwards and backs alike running in tries at the moment. That's a handful for the Canadians. And we're only 5 minutes into this second half. Brianna Miller, former soccer player, and you can see that in her kicking style and her assuredness off the tee. She's got a sweet strike, hasn't she? My goodness me, she must be enjoying her gameplay today. Sean Moore, her opposite number, is leaving, so presumably Kira Bevan will come on to play scrum half. And looks like Rebecca Rowe is going to be replaced by Suan Lillicrap. There she is.
So they're calling more subs. If we can try to do them all at the same time. 12, 12, 12.
Amanda Thornborough is being told that she's going to be replaced as well. Presumably Andrea Burke would be like for like. Yes, it is. There she is.
Then we can wait for the next one.
The veteran centre.
Yep, time back on.
Coming on to enjoy the performance, I think now. You can see the smiles on the replacements bench. They know this game is pretty much done in terms of the outcome, but they can enjoy the rugby that they can play, and there is Burke already making a difference. Everybody now wanting to get their hands on the ball in Canadian colours. He's the latest try scorer. JC Grusnick sets it back once again. A little bit of indecision there. Kenny Russell having to muscle up and take the contact. Miller puts the box kick in. Good take from Alan Evans. One of the many North Walians in this Welsh outfit. Kira Bevan. It's a huge pass that allowed Pacan to get up so quickly. Needs to snap those into the target just to get the momentum into the attack. Snowsill. Again, the kick picked up this time is Julian Zusman. Zusman slaloms past one. Doesn't get the offload in, though. That's credit to Bevan.
Back.
Cindy Nels, scorer of the third try for Canada, 5 minutes from the break. De Merchant, scorer of the disallowed try, much to her chagrin. Russell again, not shipping on 50-50 ball, Kelly Russell, taking the responsibility, taking her team into the right areas at the right times. Miller again looking to release that back line as quickly as possible. Again, Russell in the middle. This time Pacan. Pacan changes her direction, and Pacan will not be stopped from there. It's a beautiful slalom run from Karen Pacan. Another classic try from Canada's number 7.
The two experienced players was they set it up. Kelly Russell gives it out to Andrea Burke, who passes it on nicely with a timing, and Pacan hit it at speed. Here it is. Russell, number 8, Burke, 22, takes it in, and Pacan gets on the outside of dummy. But look at her go here. She picks her angle. Look at the gas. Lots of mine like this last one too. The Welsh players left playing individual skill, but set up by the experience.
Just watch the line, the change of direction, the balance. 4 defenders she went past, including that last one there, to get right underneath the posts. The perfect score from an open side flanker. She's an open side flanker.
That runs like a winger. But that's the age now of rugby, whether it be women's or men's. They're athletes. Doesn't matter if you've got 7 on your back, if you've got 12 on your back, whatever, all of them can fly. And she hasn't shirked away from her core responsibility. She's tackled hard. She's done all the hard graft. She's been at the breakdowns, affecting turnovers. But then she finds herself on the wing scoring tries like that.
Well, we've talked a lot about Roman Manager being the outstanding open side. Of course, she's not playing in the Cup semi-final today against England, but Pacan just improving her case for selection in the Dream Team come the end of this tournament with tries like that. That is just startling. Well, the Rangers are in.
Mounties, I think. Didn't you live in Canada?
They have Rangers out there as well, believe me. They're normally on the speed guns, it has to be said. Everybody in Canadian colours enjoying it, apart from Emily Belchos from that. Yeah, and Wales just unnecessary at that mistake. Belchos with the smile, but it really, that sort of gamesmanship, you call it, just not needed.
Well, that's the challenge now for this Canadian team, to be able to still keep their high level of play throughout the majority of this game. Look at that, 111 carries, a mountain of metres, and gain line success, absolutely dominant. But Wales just need to find a score. They've got a lot of pride, they deserve it, they've been willing.
And again, the power coming through that Canadian pack. Wales won't need reminding in that first encounter. They didn't get into the opposition 22 in the entire second half. So they will know the task ahead of them now. But they've got to stick to their plans, stick to their practices, and try and get some phases linked together. Snowsill with that little cross kick, but again it's anticipated. Again it's Zusman. Allery able to pick up the rebound.
Too slow. Too slow. Don't hold the player in.
Miller. And Belchos trying to get things going again. Too early, according to the referee.
Great cover from the back, though, from Julianne Zusman, covering that nice kick pass from Snowsill was on for Snowsill, but found some grass. There was a lot of options there, a lot of players chasing. It's a good read by Zussman out the back.
She seems to have the step or the couple of steps on every kick that's come through from Wales, the anticipation of an awareness of where the line will be. More cases than not, she takes it on the full and sends it back in some style. So 3 changes, all of them in the Canadian front row. Kirby, Castle and Menin. Yes, the ovation from the Canadian fans, Rangers and Mounties.
Well, both of them just can applaud the work that's been done in the front row, especially at scrum times, but dominant.
Kirby picks up the rebound ball for her scrum half. Belchos pulls it back. And again the variety, and this time it's Zussman with the cutting edge. Zussman with a little offload to Allery. Allery pulled down just short. Her head's over the line, but the ball unfortunately isn't. Miller brings it out for somebody else to have a go. Alarm bells ringing loud and proud in that Welsh defence right now. And I think Wales have done very well on the floor there, if they've got that turnover ball, and they have. That is much needed possession from a Welsh point of view. Great work from the Welsh defence.
Gemma Rowland and jersey number 13 getting back, scrambling well and getting the turnover. She had all rights to it. But what a nice set-piece move from this Canadian backline. Absolutely brilliant. Her players' emotions went a couple of times out the back door. And Zussman, we spoke about her first couple of steps, got her through the hole.
It's the angles that they pick, isn't it? Very much sevens orientated. Yes, we keep talking about the influence of sevens in this World Cup, but you see it so obviously there with that cutting line.
Yeah, the outside in line, wasn't it? It was absolutely outstanding, and there it is. Snowsill was the one. Here it is here. Zussman comes through off this pass. Look at the outside in line. She's pointing to where his support players needed to be. Thought Ellery was in for all money, but look at that scramble coming back. Snowsill's going to come around and affect the next one. She's just coming at the near side of the screen and then rolling with a turnover.
Beg your pardon, that was Frédérique Rajotte who was actually on her shoulder there, the left winger appearing off her flank to add the extras. Tessier taking over playmaker roles. Zussman, there is Rajotte. Oh, the break from Andrea Burke. And again, Wales unable to clear their decks, and Canada keep putting the pressure on. Paquin.
That's over. Oh, coming back.
Well, Canada have had their throat on Welsh throats for some while now, and to their credit, they're not releasing the pressure. They're keeping them under the cosh.
You've got to go for the scrum here, don't you? Yes, indeed. Kelly Russell, I think, won't let this ball go past her feet. If they get the way on, she deserves a try the cap.
More Canadian substitutions happening.
6 and 7, Canada.
And it's going to be Grusnick and Paquin replaced by those two. Kayla Mack and Barbara Mervyn, the veteran forward, on to get some game time. 25 minutes left. And listen to the ovation for those two flankers as they exit the pitch. What a performance it has been from those two breakaways.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Stay bound. Stay bound.
Again, Russell controlling the flow. Again, the advantage is there. They drive for success. It's Dalika Menin who's got the ball, but she's going to have to wait for confirmation from Kevin Beggs in the truck. Let's have a listen.
Amy, go ahead.
Possible try. Try no try in front of me here. Possible knock on by red. Otherwise, we do have a scrum penalty on the 5.
Okay, so it's try, no try with a possible red knock on.
So another Canadian tight head thinks they've scored, and yet again we have the question mark as to whether it's legit. Let's have a look from here. This may tell us more. No. Oh, there.
Lost it,
Yeah,
hasn't
you
she?
can see it's on. Well, just see a glimpse of it there. Does the torso, though, put pressure on the ball? Here's the call.
Okay, I have a decision, Amy.
Okay, Kevin, go ahead.
The ball was knocked forward by red, so you can go back for your penalty
Okay,
in the scrum.
thank you. It's a knock on by red here. We're going back for the scrum penalty. Scrum penalty.
So the try is not to be, but the penalty will go to Canada.
Sub. 1 and 3.
Looks like there's going to be
And
changes now. Yes, on the Welsh front row.
And 9
So Gwenllian Pearce
red. 10.
and Megan York. There they are.
Scrum option of the penalty, yeah.
And I think Brianna Miller has also gone off to be replaced by Chelsea Guthrie, wearing 21. There she is, coming to get her first touch of the ball.
Crouch.
Robin Wilkins also on for Anna Snowson. I'm just looking to see if that substitution has happened. I think it has. So it's a new look backline as Kelly Russell keeps the same old Canadian forward pressure, just losing control of the ball. And it's a penalty try. Enough is enough, according to Amy Barrett-Theron. And that power play from the Canadian pack pays dividends.
It's always tough. You've got 2 new front row replacements for this Welsh team. You see just the connection, the power, the body position of this Canadian
That's 2 now.
scrum, keeping very connected, keeping the power on. There's no way for this Welsh team to do, will go, but screw it. In the end, they got the result.
Kevin?
Of course, no need for conversions with the penalty try. It is a 7-pointer.
There's no conversion kick.
And the Welsh, I don't think, have realised that. So, not quite ready to restart. For Wales, well, it is an evolution thing. When Roland Phillips took over, just over a year ago, there was the bigger picture, and he realised that. He knew that it was going to take time to develop. You look at the likes of Gwenllian Pearce getting in for Catherine Edwards, the 70 cap prop. And that was a call, big call from Phillips. It is a development thing that is going to take time. They had a tough Six Nations, just the win over Italy in the first round. Ended up 5th place. But the learning curve is there. We talk a lot about the learning curves for the Hong Kongs, the Japans, but it's there for some of the European sides as well. Tessier has had her own learnings from this tournament. Big learnings in the case of defensive work against the Black Ferns, but she will be a better player for it, no doubt.
Advantage offside red. Come in.
Quick step up, I think, from Brittany Castle has been spotted.
Offside.
You speak
17.
about learnings, I think it's a huge learning curve for this Canadian team as well. You know that they mentally and physically were beaten by the Black Ferns, especially in that first 40 minutes, so they know that that elite level, you just can't be able to switch off like that. You have to come full noise like they did in this game here, regardless of who you're opposing, whether it be Hong Kong, whether it be the Black Ferns, and you've got to bring your A game, and you cannot have any rest whatsoever. And look at those top performers, look at those meters. 2 of those are the back 3 for the Canadian Zussman and Alari. The shot also, that's huge.
Well, you look since the last World Cup, Canada have played 14, they've won half of them, but the half that they've lost have all been to New Zealand or England. Now, there is a psychological scar there that they have to scratch at some point, but, you know, it is top quality opposition they're losing to. They just need to get that extra step, that extra capacity, maybe the mental strength to make sure they turn up in those big games. Russell and Nels combining. There's Tessier, one of the younger players coming through now, Alex Tessier. Made her debut in that game against Hong Kong and, of course, scored one of the 16 tries. Change at the base of the Welsh scrum with the introduction or reintroduction of Shona Powell-Hughes. Guthrie and Tessier. Wide ball. See Allery just trying to tease defenders out of position. Shall I, shan't I? Tessier out to the captain. Russell really is the fulcrum of the way that Canada tick. Good pick up. Blackwood, how hard has Latoya Blackwood worked? That tour to New Zealand she was injured for, and they missed her big time. There she is. And she has really worked so hard, and those stats support that. For a second row, that's impressive work.
It's been absolutely outstanding. Toya Blackwood, what I've been so impressed with her too, like her hit-ups have been very strong. She's got over the advantage line more times than not, but it's her offloads as well. Her vision, you can see there, this is one of them. She got a ball, she got away. Defense, well, she always hits hard. Does Blackwood. And this one here, this is really impressive. See, she goes to ground, sets it up.
It's going to be a scrum.
Then the offload, this is a strong one she made in the first half for the try. Look at that, good vision from a second right.
Yeah, the awareness is so important, so impressive. The way that Canada want to play, that flow that they get to their game. Thankfully, Rachel Taylor fit to return.
Red ball, red going forward.
Many of these Welsh girls playing in the English Premiership, the Tyrrell's Premier 15s, as it will be when they get back home. But Rachel Taylor is playing for RGC in North Wales and the Scarlets, her region. When she gets back. 34 years of age now, the flanker. Russell and Guthrie eventually sorting out the ball. Tessier inviting Rajot. Rajot works past one. Defiant work from Gemma Rowland, though, hanging on to the winger. They go again. Whoa, not quite. It is now. It took a while. I think it's Barbara Mervyn. Yes, it is. The veteran Canadian forward in her third World Cup gets the try on the board.
Some great work once again by Rajot. Does well the winger to stay up and look for her support. Now was the one that goes over. She's clapping. Was moving, and she gets up and says, sorry.
Oops. Good job. She was able to recover from a Canadian perspective as the half century comes up for the ladies in red.
Thank you.
In the absence of Brianna Miller, Andrea Burke will take this opportunity.
Okay. Okay.
Before the try was scored.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Let's
Right,
have a look at that.
Kevin Beggs has just stepped in to stop the conversion. If the
Potential knock-on
conversion
before the
happened,
try
the
was
score
scored.
has to stand. And Kevin Beggs thinks there may be a knock-on ahead of that try being scored.
Well, it has to be the pickup from Nels is the only thing I
Here
can
it is
think
here,
of.
Amy.
There's Nels there, that's the first attempt. They go forward.
Just bring it up now, Amy.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
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 Okay, so it was knocked on by red, just short of the line.
Okay.
But it's a grey 5-metre scrum.
Black scrum.
So the
Okay.
third Canadian try is disallowed for a knock-on,
No try.
almost in the act of scoring.
Knock on.
That was showing up Pal Hughes getting back in jersey 20 for this Welsh team right on their line, still showing some desperation, still showing fight. So that young lady, Mervyn, unfortunately doesn't get the 5-pointer. See Pal Hughes over the top there, just forcing that ball out.
Yeah, stern defence from the Bristol forward. Player of the match against Hong Kong. Been around a bit now, made her debut in the 2010 World Cup back in Surrey in England.
I don't know if this is much better though. Scrum 5 metres out. We saw in the first half how effective Canada were. Whereas the Wales put in, they just got to dig their heels and get it out quick. So at least Pal Hughes has a chance to pick this ball up.
Yeah, problems for the Welsh forwards, but they're going to get
20 miss roll.
the relief of the referee's whistle. Again, great work from Pal Hughes.
That is beautiful work under extreme pressure from Pal Hughes. She had no right. The scrum's going back 100 miles an hour. Flings out the left-hand side. She's able to pick it up and get the turnover and get the penalty.
And a few injury problems as well to contend with. Knee and toe, but she's on there, she's loving it, and she's certainly standing strong for her team right now.
Wait.
Karis Phillips.
If you're going to change numbers, you need to give them time to adjust. Have you got your numbers set? Okay.
Safe take, safe line out. Rachel Taylor provides the focus. Now Wales begin to work their way away from danger. That's Suan Lillicrap with her hands on the ball, retaken by Pal Hughes. Well, this is a driving maul that's benefiting the ladies in black. Thrown wide by Robin Wilkins. Oh, that Jodie Evans just unable to bring it in, but play continues with Ellen Evans.
Last feet.
Bevan. Taylor asks Butchers to make some headway. Easier said than done.
That was a nice move though off that rolling ball. That's one where they've been very dominant, this Welsh team is. The drive off the line out. Nice behind ball, created the numbers, nice hands. Unfortunately, Jodie Evans couldn't take it on the first take. Well constructed by Wales.
You just get the feel that Wales need a score just to galvanise the confidence, galvanise the belief that they can get their attacking game into some sort of momentum, and really we've seen very, very little opportunity for them to do that through the course of this game. %10 of the metres made Wales have managed. I mean, that is quite an immense stat. Wales muscling up to get on with it. Pass. Now it's out. Looking for advance again. It goes straight to Zusman. Allery interchanging with Zusman at any given opportunity. Familiar positions for both, of course. Kirby.
No. No hands, Black.
Welsh hands on the floor.
Leave the ball. Get back, leave the ball.
Kelly Russell, a woman on a mission this evening, I think.
Hands in.
And to the Aon Player of the Match award, of course, in that first encounter, her 50th cap. Special day for her, but it wasn't the ending she wanted with just the 3 tries in the 15-0 win. But today, from the word go, it's all been about putting some gloss on the scoreboard.
The tempo that they've played with has been so impressive for mine. They've been very clear on their roles, been very clear on their game plan, and have affected it to a T. They haven't given Wales any room to breathe whatsoever in that first half blitz. Outstanding.
Take from Mervyn in the middle of the line-out. The drive comes on. Kirby with her mitts on the ball. Guthrie, Tessier. Russell's the rebound wall. Zusman on to Rajot. Takes the return. And this Canadian engine just seems to click into gear, forwards and backs. Russell round the corner with a little offload to Burke. How many times have those two played together? Well, now they're going to have to get back in defence, and Evans just shuddering to a halt. Pal Hughes stuck on their own 22. Well, it's a quick kick from Robin Wilkins, and it's just going to put her team back under the cosh now. Rajot can't take the air pass from Zusman, but Canada find another way through. Guthrie. Well, for once, the handling not what it might be from Canada. Zusman missing out on that opportunity.
No advantage. Knock on.
Well, previous encounters between these two has seen Canada with the lion's share of the 9 matches. Although Wales have only won 2, there's been a couple of draws. But mind you, before this World Cup, you had to go back 10 years before they played each other, so they're not frequent encounters, it has to be said. Megan York, and a little bit of discomfort there.
And a very physical game, this one, that's for sure. Snoosa was the one. Blackwood heavy over the top there. See why the players are slow to get up. Blackwood copying them some herself. She won't mind that. This is what I love about the game. Now, just the hits that are put on, the athletes that play it, the speed at which they affect those tackles. Admire it a lot.
I want you closer. Black, come closer. It's all right.
Trying to read that. Hit your bro tender because mum and dad are on TV. Canadian girls run. I think he's supporting the ladies in red.
Set. Steady.
Been worth the trip, no doubt. Whichever part of Canada he's from. And if you're joining us in Canada right now, a very good, probably lunchtime to you. Hope you're enjoying the performance of your national team, who certainly stepped out in some style this evening. Well, not quite sure where they're going next. As I say, 8th finish last year, and you would think they were on an acceleration, shall we say, because having been 11th in '98, they've gone up a place every subsequent World Cup. But, well, 7th is still a possibility, of course. They will be up against the Irish at the Kingspan in that 7th final, and Canada-Australia will compete here at Queen's University in the 5th place final. 10 minutes still to go. But this game really long since decided. Turnover ball on the floor for Canada. No, Wales have done well to make sure it's back their side as Wilkins does find the turf this time, but Zusman quick to respond, react and send it back from whence it came. A little bit of a off the outside of the boot, but I don't think Julianne Zusman cares too much.
She's had a good day at the office. Zusman covered up well, but this is the opportunity for this Welsh team. They've been so accurate at line-out time. Just figuring what the call's going to be. They have to drive from here.
Let's go.
I'd love to see them get over the try line. I really would.
For their own sanity, they've got to break the bagel, haven't they? They've got to get some sort of score on the board. Of course, it was difficult that first encounter, not scoring 44-12 against the Black Ferns. There was no disgrace in that, and they performed very well for large parts of it. 39-15 against Hong Kong. No surprise in the result, though they were disappointed with the performance. And they'll be disappointed with that line-out as well, as Cindy Nels picks up the scraps. Kelsey Jones, the 19-year-old replacement hooker, now on. Zusman goes through tissue paper tackling. Julianne Zusman pins her ears back, not going to get there. Good cover tackle coming in, but Wales defence are going to need reinforcements now. Guthrie and Tessier doing well to keep it alive. Kayla Mack loading up to the left-hand side. Guthrie.
Back here.
They send it wide again. They've got huge options there. Barbara Mervyn was denied just now. I don't think she's been denied this time, but we are once again going to have confirmation.
I hope she scored this. She had numbers on the outside. She might have got there with a metre to spare. Those legs.
Kevin.
Yes, Amy.
Well, struggling there. She is there, the number 20. Good tackle. And
yeah, well, that was the first drop down. Was try.
And try yes or no. We'll bring it up now.
Try yes or no is the question from the referee, but I think on that first showing, the first contact with the floor was good enough. Here we go.
Here we are up and now, Amy.
Okay, Kevin, we're on the far side. I'm going to back you on this one with the
No
pole in
props.
the middle.
That is a try.
Yep. Amy, I have a decision.
Okay, Kevin.
So the
You may walk
35-year-old
try.
second
Thank you.
row from West
Thank
Shore
you.
Rugby Club eventually gets her name on the scoreboard. Look at the smile. Loving life right now.
Yeah, where you are. Where you are. Yeah.
well, what a feeling to be able to come off the bench, use all that experience, and be able to contribute with getting a try, making an impact. That's what you want to do.
After the kick. Can't I go downstairs to leave you up? Andrea Burke with her second kick. Well, it is her first kick. She lined up the first one and was stopped by the check on the first Barbara Mervyn try. As to her, so the half century is now up for the runners-up from 2014. Okay, time for our Aon player of the match. Carlton Honour, what's your call?
There's been a lot of tries scored in the backs, but I think it's all been set up by Latoya Blackwood and jersey number 5 for the Canadians. She's done all the hard graft, done all the work needed to be done in the front, but what she's done, she's got her team going forward. She's going to go into this ruck in jersey number 5. She hasn't shirked away for many hard yards, but I've been very impressed about the way she's gone about her business today, laid the platform.
Yes, lots of try scorers, but somebody has to make the plays for them, set the situation, and Latoya Blackwood has been constant in her efforts, in her enthusiasm. There she goes again, always in at first or second receiver. Change of option for Brittany Waters. I'm not quite sure what she was thinking there. But there is the Aon player of the match. Soon to be announced to a very enthusiastic and appreciative second row. There you see some of the work that she's been doing in defence, in attack. It has been great work from the big second row. Maybe not one of the glam rock stars out in that back line for Canada, but due recognition of some hard yards that Toya Blackwood has put in the Canadian cause through the course of these 75 minutes. And there you see how those stats support that award. 13 carries, the offloads as well, not just the offloads, but when she puts the offload in, picking out exactly when it's needed to keep the flow going.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Bevan herself had a try disallowed against Hong Kong. Good try it looked as well. These running skills. Rachel Taylor. Pass not really helping Robin Wilkins there. Wilkins and Jodie Evans, two of the new generation backs really that are coming through Welsh rugby.
Captain, your players aren't responding to my communication at the breakdown, okay? They need to sort it out. Sort out the discipline at the breakdown.
Just concerns from Amy Barrett-Theron about the Canadian discipline around that contact area, around the breakdown area. Keeping on the case into the last 3 minutes of this clash. Kelsey Jones, another teenager within these Welsh ranks that will be learning from this experience. What's needed to step up, what's needed in the future, what's needed to improve. Lily Crapp sets it back for Bevan. Again, the passing not accurate enough. Really has been passing under pressure for the Welsh that has been a problem when they have had possession, but those ladies there, well, the smiles say it all. Good day at the office for Canada. Canadian fans in good voice, in good colour, and enjoying what they've seen now as a response from their team after the disappointment of last week. Francois Ratier on the left will no doubt be satisfied. I think that was 2 minutes to go. I hope it was. Again, huge pressure. Look at the work of that Canadian pack. Wales just haven't been able to cope with it. Lily Crapp, the Swansea second row, struggling through the tackle. Canada keeping the pressure on. Butchers. The runners Taylor. Good work from Rachel Taylor to get them over the gain line. But now they need to get the continuity. Taken on once again by Butchers. The two back rowers doing their darndest to give some momentum into this Welsh attack. Pal Hughes is not going to be stopped there by backs, shrugging them off, but losing the ball. And it's Dalika Menin who retakes possession for Canada. Guthrie into the final 30 seconds of this match that Canada have dominated from the word go. Jodie Evans.
Off your feet, Red.
A lot of players just trying to gather their breath now, draw enough oxygen out of this Belfast air to keep them going through the last phases. The clock goes into the red. The match has been red pretty much the entire 80 minutes, it has to be said, because it is the Canadians wearing red this evening that have absolutely bossed this game. Rowland rescues the move. Big tackle coming in from Mervyn. Well, credit to Wales, they're going to continue playing in the hope that they can break that zero. But they're down the wrong end of the pitch, that's their 22. So, can somebody produce a little bit of magic, a little bit of continuity to open up that red line? Rowland sets back again, the Wasp centre doing the hard yards for a team. Good cover tackle from Rajot. Wilkins, nowhere to go.
She's got it there. She's got it there. Holding on.
Penalty to Canada. Their choice now as to whether they finish this match or opt for the line out. Where's Kelly Russell when you need her? There she is. Tessier taps, kicks, and Canada can celebrate. They have dominated the encounter, the re-encounter with the Welsh. 8 tries they've run in through the course of this 80 minutes. They are back. Wales with plenty of work still to do, but Canada have produced a performance that they were hoping to produce against the Black Ferns. What a final score it is for those Canadian fans. Canada 52, Wales 0. Well, plenty for those Canadian players to have enjoyed and savoured this evening. That's Brianna Miller. What a difference she made at 9, scoring the second try, slotting over 5 out of 6 kicks. And she certainly was a welcome addition to the Canadian attack this year. Jane Kirby going through the informalities of the shake of hands with the opposition, as it should be. Victoria Blackwood getting the appreciation of her teammates for her efforts. They will now be up against Australia here on Saturday for the 5th place final. Be very interesting contrast in 2 stars between those two after Australia beat the host Ireland at the Kingspan this afternoon. Canadians going to thank their fans as the Welsh just mull over what they've been through in these last 80 minutes. Great scenes here at the Queen's University. Let's get some words from the Canadian camp. Carlton Honour is with Canada's captain, Kelly Russell.
Well, Kelly, an emphatic win in the end, but it just seemed that first half blitz, you really got out on them.
Yeah, what we knew was they were going to come out strong, and we were ready for this round. We did a lot of work on the breakdown, and you know the girls had something to prove today. So I'm really proud of the way they rallied together after a bit of a disappointment earlier this week. But God, I'm sorry.
Fudge.
A strong group of women. I'm lucky to be surrounded by them.
The scene, you really lifted your tempo as well. That was very clear.
Sorry.
Your tempo looked very fast.
Yeah, it's the way we want to play. So the girls executed great. I mean, handling was much better this game, ball security, so that just helps with it.
Now, just tell me about this Canadian crowd. It looked like it felt like a home game.
Oh, it definitely feels like home everywhere. It's so awesome. It's so amazing. Yeah.
One game to go. Good luck with that one, eh?
Thank you very much. God.
Well, Kelly Russell in jubilant form, just managing to hold back on some of the expletives. Thankfully, Francois Ratier can now plan and prepare for their final game on Saturday. As the Canadians just get it together to celebrate. Let's just see the Aon Player of the Match presentation. It's Latoya Blackwood talking to Carlton Arnott.
Well, the Aon Player of the Match for this one, Latoya Jackson. I mean, that was a very... Oh, sorry, Latoya Blackwood, Latoya Jackson. I'm renaming you, sorry. But, I mean, that was such a physical game, wasn't it?
It was. We knew that Wales was going to bring it from our pool match, so we had to bring it ourselves, trust ourselves. We played for each other, we played for our fans, and we played for our country.
It seemed like you were very clear on your jobs and your roles.
Absolutely. We've been playing together for the past 3 years. We know to back each other and trust each other, and that's how we play rugby.
And I know this game was very heavy on your heart. You wanted to dedicate this game to someone.
Yeah, I wanted to dedicate it to my cousin, Gregory. He passed away in a motorcycle accident on Sunday. So my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and I miss you guys.
Ours is with yours as well. Congratulations, outstanding performance. You did himself proud.
Thank you so much.
So a high point for the Blackwood family after some tragic news, obviously. There's the presentation of the Aon Player of the Match to Latoya Blackwood. Icing on the cake for the Canadian camp. Let's hear what's the reaction from the disappointed Welsh camp with their captain, Karis Phillips.
Well, Karis, I know very disappointed with that effort, but it just seemed like you couldn't get your flow going in that game.
Yeah, obviously massively disappointed from the first time we played against them, but I feel like we couldn't get much momentum with poor discipline, so I think that's definitely something that we did work on going into the game against Ireland now, last game, so we need a big push at the end.
A lot of positives though. I think one area really stood out was your line out and your rolling maul. Got a lot of yards there.
Yeah, definitely that's a big part of our game. We've done a lot of work on it, and full credit to the forwards coach and all forwards putting in the hard work, but you know, we couldn't get anything out of that today, so but we need to push on now as a team going into the next game against Ireland.
Against Ireland, playing them at home, I mean, always a grudge match?
Yeah, obviously it's great. We play them in the Six Nations, so we know a bit about them, and we'll obviously do our work on them as well from this World Cup, and we'll get going.
All right, head up, one more game to go, eh?
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
So a Celtic clash ahead for the Welsh. That'll be at the Kingspan Stadium. That's because of those results today for the fifth place semi-finals. Ireland unable to hold off Australia, and Canada bagling Wales here at the Queen's University. So it's going to be Canada against Australia in the fifth place final, and then the seventh place final will be Ireland against Wales, because the full-time score here at the Queen's University Sports Campus, it's finished Canada 52, Wales 0.